You know, according to the Canadian actor and comedian Jim Carrey, let me quote him, if you are not in the moment, you are either looking forward to uncertainty or back to pain and regret, end quote. Now, the federal government admitted that most of the electricity distribution companies, what we know as DISCOs, in our country are technically insolvent and unable to pay for invoices sent to them from the electricity market and invest in network expansion projects. Chairman of the Nigeria Electricity Regulatory Commission, NERC, Sanusi Garba, says this poor financial state of DISCOs makes it difficult for them to raise the needed capital to invest. Does this explain our difficulty in meeting our energy requirements? You attempted.
Yeah, part of it. If you have a company that is insolvent, that company cannot go to the investable or the investment market to want to take investment for investable projects and all that. This is a problem. Now, when you also don't have the integrity to have money lent to you, there's a problem. Now, they want to expand, they can't expand because anywhere they go to, they look at their records, they are not fit. And that's a problem. So it stifles.
No clean bill of health.
Clean bill. It stifles that the desire to want to expand so that we can enjoy what we call 24/7. That's why you see they're just being clever by half, dividing the country into band A and band all this, band B and band all that. Now, as you go, DISCOs owing Gencos about 1.3 billion naira debt within. That's internally. A certain sector has generated the electricity and sold to you. You have dispensed with it. You can't pay back. You expect to go back again and pick more power. What you are owing me, pay, but they can't pay. That's on the one hand.
But have you heard this before? Have you heard the insolvency of this?
It's been here. It's been here. Another one, not only that, only 1.3 billion they are owing the Gencos, they are also owing the gas companies $1.3 billion, not even naira. So how can you trust such people to want to lend money to them? That's why investors, foreign investors, you are having this scarcity of FDIs coming into that sector because they have nothing to show to them that, I mean, their track record is almost zero. Yeah. They can't invest, they can't expand because the funds that they are supposed to need to invest, nobody's giving them because nobody listens to them. Because everybody is afraid that you're poorly managed and all that. So I can't trust my funds with you. And that's exactly why we are where we are right today. We are still suffering from the sins of our fathers of yesterday, in the manner of speaking. Yes.
Asukwa, the DISCOs, 11 of them at the beginning, we had the insolvency angle to it, and that they were not properly. Have you heard also that DISCOs, whatever set them up was not
properly put in place? Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah, I heard that.
Of course, then they were all excited to buy the assets and liabilities.
Or not to sell to themselves.
So when they were giving them, they were thinking, yes, it is one of the best. Well, known to them, they didn't know that it was at some point going to, come to this, because most of them didn't even have the technical knowledge, to have even gotten these DISCOs. And that is why they are having this problem, because once you don't have technical knowledge of a company, there's no how you won't run the company, So what is happening now? Yes, it was there in the past. But what have they done since then? Since it was sold to them, what have they done? Have they really invested much that one will say, oh, this DISCO have really, really invested in so? Because look at, we are talking, let's even assume metering, for instance. I know that there was a time, yes, I know there was a time.
Metering is key in the whole equation.
Yes, because if you meter all your own area, if you meter everybody there,
you make more money.
You make more money.
Because whatever power comes,
it goes straight to them.
That's it.
And if you don't have power, you won't buy, you won't have.
Yes, they'll always say, oh, some people are bypassing, they are doing this, they are doing that. When once you have the equipment and you know that XYZ number of people have been metered, you will know how much is coming. So you can easily go to the discos and pick what you want for these people.
And in this day, in the 21st century Nigeria, where it's becoming a tall order to guarantee 24-hour.
No, that is if you are in band A. Even the band A, there was a play, what is it called, Magodo, that I went to the other day. They are in band A. I got there and I heard the generator, the noise of the generator. I was wondering.
Maybe it's the band generator.
I was wondering if this is band A people using generator again. You know, so
what I was going to say is
because even
one way of arresting a troubled naira is simple. Give us electricity. Let's go back to production.
Production.
Again, we will make money.
Yes,
and the naira, the
we gain weight. We gain weight.
But citizens, right now, most of those discos are insolvent. They can't make money. So, and that is where, now that they have moved the electricity to the concurrent
list,
state government can help them.
Oh, yeah.
Can invest in it. I remember when EcoNet came. I know Lagos State
also invested.
Invested, and I know how much was made from it. So they can also look at the metrics, how much can they make from it, and then invest in it.
Another angle I want to also add to this is that I think there were 11 in all.
11.
In a 36-state structure.
Yes, it's
like what Minister Adelabu said.
No.
I like what Adelabu said.
Yeah.
That's
the
they are inadequate. Yes, inadequate.
Yes.
For instance, in Lagos, please correct me if I'm mistaken, you have Eko and Ikeja.
Yes, you can.
Two.
Those two.
Now, what will stop us from having to, have all these things? Let's decentralize them and use the aboriginal 5 Lagos divisions, like Ikorodu, Ekpe, Ikeja, and then which other one? About 5 divisions of the aboriginal 5 divisions of Lagos State. We should be able to have each of these, whatever I call them, or whatever name, in all this, and then decentralize so that it will be easily managed. The area will be easily managed. How can you echo this? I think from Ojuelegba down to the other one. I mean, it's too large. Lekki and all to Ekpe, and then the other one, the IKDC here. What they should do is to find a way to unbundle, if that's the word to use, and then bring in more players and divide. Let's use Lagos as a case study, as a pilot scheme. To say, okay, let's divide this thing as I suggested, be the 5 aboriginal Lagos zones, and then try that so that it will be nuclear of companies to micromanage some of these things and all that.
Let me drop this here. Gentlemen, when you hear that South Africa has a electricity storage facility in excess of 50,000.
8,000 megawatts.
Much of this power will come from coal.
Okay, did you also hear 2 weeks ago it trended that Tanzania was shutting down some power stations because they have excess?
Yes, it was too much.
Tanzania is not in Europe. It's not in Africa. Africa. So how did they do it over there? That Tanzania if you look at the GDP of Tanzania, I don't think it will rival that of Lagos as a state. So is it possible for us? It's not possible for us to go over there. Let's copy and paste and see how we can also get. So I mean,
I think the best thing is just like you said, just to unbundle this.
Let's unbundle them
because
decentralized.
I know Akwa Ibom, Rivers, and some other states.
Under one.
No.
Is Port Harcourt this?
There's Ibadan. Ibadan is also controlling IFO.
Hold on.
IFO and
Charles, he has mentioned Akwa Ibom. Akwa Ibom State, the power plant at Ikorobasi generates 101 megawatts of electricity. The whole state does not need as many as 20, 30.
So what are they doing with it?
So they empty the 101 megawatts into the national grid.
And then it goes to them.
When it comes back,
it's like a candlelight.
Yeah.
This is what we are saying.
We have a choice. The answer to our problem, electricity power problems, is staring us.
But again, we also have to look at there's an instant law that I don't know how the level of power you must generate to feed it into national grid. We also have to look at that aspect of the law not to make it compelling for you to feed to national grid. Because I can't remember how...
Charles,
yes.
in the dying days of the Buhari regime,
the
states were empowered to generate.
States were empowered to generate.
But even now,
but again,
there's a law that states can generate, they can distribute.
Yeah.
You know. But the transmission, I think,
Transmi-
is still...
but it's also in the hands of God. The TNC is also in the hands of federal government.
You understand?
And that is where you have problem because it's obsolete infrastructure.
Yeah, exactly.
How about that?
But let them start doing the generation and the distribution first.
The TCN thing is this. You sell me good, but now you hold the rope.
So how do I...
How do I take
And then the obsolete infrastructure also has to be looked at, because if you have the GenCos, they have modern equipment, and then they generate, the power lines that are supposed to take them, so you waste power.